Hello and welcome, I'm Peasant, I'm back with more Loop Hero. I did just die in what was my most promising run yet, I think. And I think I'm going to not build more farms, I'm going to try and upgrade these things maybe with my resources. I'm not sure that my farms are doing a hell of a lot for me. So, yeah. It was my best run yet. I don't know if there's any changes I want to make in here, really. I mean, I like the idea of making a very small deck. I mean, I could have one thing from here. I could have just treasures, no oblivion. I think I can live without oblivion, especially if I had great loot. And I think here I could go down to 2. You know, maybe I don't need the blood grove. Maybe, I mean, if I don't have oblivions, I definitely need the spider cocoons. The vampire matches I think are important as well. And then up here I could take this down to 2 as well. Maybe I don't need groves anymore. So if I don't have blood groves. Well, then it's like, well, maybe I don't need villages anymore. Oh, but then I need something else. Maybe I don't need wheat fields anymore. You know, maybe go for the minimal. So 2 cards there. Can I sack one of these? Can I get rid of battlefields? Is that wise? I think that you just get such good loot out of battlefields. Maybe we get rid of spider cocoons and just use battlefields at the start of the loop. Okay, we're going to go with minimalism. We'll see how this works out. So we have the minimum cards. We have cemeteries, villages, vampire mansions, battlefields, rocks, and treasuries. Let's try that. Let's see how that works out. Okay, let's use our starting stuff. I don't think there's ever any good reason to not use that. I mean, you clearly can just get through this first area with your bare hands, so maybe there'd be some advantage to not picking those up, but I don't know what it would be. Okay, we'll take that. So yeah, I thought I had it on that last run. I thought I was in. I thought I was just gonna win. You know. So if I could make these a square, that would be the most optimal way of getting treasure. So in theory, I've made the smallest deck. I should get more of these treasuries, you know. I don't know how it works. I don't know what maths they're running, but so for example, I kind of want to surround this at some point. Yeah, but maybe have I made things impossible for myself? Maybe. Maybe I have, I'm not sure. I think we do want some cemetery fights. And yeah, maybe I am just playing things a little bit too haphazardly here. Oh yeah, we definitely want to get the vampires out. So someone like here is ideal. Lots of opportunities to have vampire fights. I'm going to probably delay cashing in on the treasury. I suspect that the loot you get depends on... So we've got rid of fields. We no longer have fields. We just have villages. But we can still have vampy villages. Because at the end of that last run, I'd actually filled in the whole route. Let's go with it. So maybe that was a kind of... Yeah, maybe fields are... You know, they're just filler. Don't need fields anymore. Don't see how farm's going to work without fields, but I'm not a scientist. I may look like a scientist, speak like a scientist, but I'm not a scientist. So you know, if you can keep the science questions a bit low in the comments, I'd appreciate that. These are not upgrades. So yeah, and then there's the whole like, you know, do I just skip playing mountains kind of whole side of things. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, it was nice to be able to use the mountains to kind of to get all my treasures out. That was pretty cool. Wow, we're just gonna make kind of a festival of villages around here. What happens if we have a village next to it? Is that going to be a... Yeah, see, if I hover over here, it's just a regular village. If I put it here, it's a vamp village. So yeah, hopefully we're going to get all the treasures, and it's going to be great. We're going to have the best equipment, and we are never going to lose again. Never, ever, ever. It's going to be happy. Happy winners. And here's the thing, right? So, yeah, just knowing how it balances out, I suppose that's the thing. We don't know the secret formula. You know, is going with a big deck the right way, a little deck? Playing the fewest number of these terrain cards. You know, I feel like, I don't know, there might be something to that. And I feel like it's too early to really commit to any particular thing, to kind of idea that I'm going for something over other things. So it was interesting, in that last one, I was able to fairly easily get all my health back before I fought the boss, but then the boss still kind of kicked my ass. And that was kind of, yeah, that was interesting. I don't know what to make, you know, whether... so here's another treasury. And here's the thing, right? I could just try just placing tons of treasuries at the start. And just kind of doing very easy, you know, very, well, these don't look that easy, but relatively easy loops. While I'm kind of waiting for the, yeah, just don't know. Just don't know. I've already gained quite a lot of loot on this. Okay, we've got the level up. You know, maybe, yeah, I'm sure there are some things here. Damage increased by 20% of defense value. Get a new set of 3 traits. Okay, I mean, maybe this is good. Let's go with that one. Okay, it must be an upgrade. I guess kind of is. And yeah, I'm happy with these things kind of just being there. It's almost certainly going to be an upgrade, isn't it? Okay, another village. Feels funny to have these villages, but without fields. Okay, that's a massive upgrade. 36%. I've stumbled into having 36% evasion here. So we get a village next to a ransacked village, which is interesting. Are we just stacking it all up here? All the fights are over here. It's just how it is. Ah, more vampires. Definitely going to want to place that somewhere interesting. Ooh, it's the Book of Memories. And a quest, thanks. Okay, so Vampire Mansion. So that's a perfect... maybe we have a Vampire Mansion here as well. This could be our second place where we make lots of vampire fights. Maxing on those fights. Okay. But yeah, placing the bare minimum of terrain, I think, is the new methodology, and only really placing it when we want to upgrade our equipment as well. I don't know. This we'll see. We'll see how it works out. And I've been trying to do it so that all my game time is. Okay, so, yes, this is the Count's Lands. I don't think I've consciously really focused on this. So it heals 95% and gives you a quest with a better reward. Okay, so that's seems like a pretty good thing to have. So I've been trying to just have it so that all my playthrough is recorded, right? I don't want to just come in like an expert. I mean, this is, you know, me learning as I go. Though there was a big break between my recording of my 4th and my 5th, so in the meantime, I would have learnt a whole. Hopefully, I learnt learned some stuff, but I also feel like I'm still somewhat in the dark. So probably a good chunk of people that are watching this will have played it for many more hours than me. I think I played the alpha a good amount. I don't really know how long because it doesn't track time. But this is significantly harder than the alpha. So we will see. Okay, there's another vampire. So where's another good place for a vampire? Here's a good place for a vampire house. I guess the trouble is the only road fights I've got in this minimalist deck are cemeteries. So yeah, and they're actually kind of quite scary enemies. You know, they're not to be sniffed at. If you in the business of sniffing at enemies. Okay, that's a pretty big upgrade there. Okay, we definitely want to place this. I mean, I think you always want to place these battlegrounds. Oh, I guess the trouble with placing this here is that... Oh, I wonder if they're going to work together and make those slimes. I kind of want to... I also want to make sure that I get more vampire fights, so... No, let's do the science. Okay, so if I place them diagonally and they're overlapping, does that mean that I'll get the slimes? Is that... Yes, it has still become a bloodbath. Okay, good to know. I suspected that was going to be the case, but now I know. Okay, another vampire mansion. Thanks. Okay, so I can now put this here. Going for complete vampire coverage by the looks of things. I guess it's I've just made a deck that's far more specialized. Okay, this does less damage, but it has vampirism, counter, and attack speed. We're gonna lose a lot of evasion though, but we're gonna gain. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be wonderful. And yeah, we're going for minimal landscaping. Minimal. Okay, and we've leveled up. So what have we got? 20% chance upon hit of stunning. That's the handful of oblivion option. I think think this just seems good, right? I think stuns are good in every game. It's like, what? The enemy doesn't fight back? It's incredible. Okay, so this is a big increase on max HP and gives us some regen. I think that's going to be a good call. Oh yeah, stun is going to be good. Always OP, guaranteed. How much damage will we got? Yeah, I think leaning too heavily on damage to all, I suspect, is going to be a mistake. If you're planning on fighting the boss, right? If you're planning on just looping forever, maybe at that point you just... The thing is, you can't loop forever, right? I guess you always run into the boss. You know, that's just kind of what happens. Okay, lots of grey gear. Feels like my kit's alright. And yeah, again, no, I'm not going to do the mountains. Trying something out. New ways to lose. Okay, village, yeah, we'll have it. We'll have another vamp village. Just everywhere you go, vampire villages. And we probably... I did get rid of Oblivions as well. So, ooh, that shield looks saucy. Okay, so it's a little bit less defense, but it's damaged all counter and regen. Yeah, we take it. We take it. And... yeah, I think that's fine. Is that an even better shield? No, I think it's fine. So you could go with something, I don't know, attack speed and vampirism. That was really good in the alpha. But it was a lot easier in the alpha because you could just spam forests and the forests would each give you a bonus to your attack speed. Okay, this is a big increase in damage, but we lose some pretty juicy things like vampirism and such. In fact, we lose all our vampirism. I'm going to hold off on that. mountains. More poor, neglected mountains. And maybe what I should also be doing is looking at what meta currencies I want to deliberately do. Maybe my next run will be a farming run. Just like, yeah, I'm gonna... Okay, this is such a big damage increase that maybe I just can't ignore it. Okay. Alright, mountains. Yeah. Going with the micro deck approach to things. I guess maybe just having a good balance of the different stats is good. I'm still not really sure what magic damage really means. Just don't know. We're not getting any of... I guess these are like common cards and we're just getting lots of those and we're not getting many of the things like vampire mansions. Wow, we could go for like complete vampire mansion coverage at this rate. So it does feel a little bit lopsided. I guess that's kind of to be expected, given that I've chosen a relatively small proportion of the cards. Okay, so that's a cemetery, so we can at least get more vampire action. It's actually going to be. Let's put it here. We're not going to need any more healing after this road. I mean, it's like 2 counts lands in a row. So we're going to be in pretty good condition by the time we get to here. I mean, and we'll almost say we're going to get even more vampires. Damage to all 14 seems pretty neat, and I've kind of stumbled into that. Let's get the good loots here. So yeah, what's that? Okay, we've got some. These must be upgrades. Okay, we've got extra evasion. We still keep our damage to all. Less regen, but the evasion I think is pretty. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, and then this armor gives way more health, attack speed, and vampirism. I mean, I feel like that's obviously that's an item that has its synergy built in. You know, having the attack speed and the vampirism. That's gonna be good. I mean, let's have some skeletons. Let's have some of those skeletons. Okay, what's this? Yeah, like maybe going. I mean, the obvious. It does feel like a very straightforward strategy, having better attack speed and having vampirism. You know, that feels like it makes sense. See, like this armor here, attack speed plus 16. I guess it's just that thing of like you kind of need items that do both for it to kind of really work out. And we're doing. Yeah, this doesn't seem to advance. Unless we're playing cards. Okay, wow, we just gained everything. So that's the extra attack speed one. So this is attack speed and damage to all. This is another one of those armors that gives attack speed. So we've got vampirism 9%, attack speed plus 4 is kind of a pretty small amount. Wow, it's double the level of the previous shield and adds 24% attack speed. Let's go with that. And hopefully find a vampire. More vampire stuff. Come on, slime. Oh, it's an elite slime. Watch out. Okay, ooh. Okay, we've got ourselves another treasury. The treasury dream is finally working out. So I can actually start filling in this area at some point, and maybe... I don't know, I kind of feel like I just don't want to do that until I've... until I've kind of gained all the things I can gain. You know, until I've... Yeah, this feels like these are cards that you don't want to waste your valuable card placements from this kind of point of view, counter down this clock on just this kind of stuff. Okay, so that's damage to all and regen. We've already got a good amount of damage to all. Let's see. I mean, it feels like it's pretty useful, that damage to all. So it takes the sting out of the vampires. So this is a 10% vampirism, but 24% attack speed feels pretty damn good. What about this weapon? So that's a vampirism weapon with more damage and some defense, but we'd lose half of our damage to all. Just wonder whether damage to all is just not the... Because especially if you're trying to fight the boss. I'm going in circles a bit with my thinking here. A little bit. Yeah, let's just go with mostly going with a straightforward. Oh, wow, we just gained a whole. Oh, we've got all these treasure chests. Okay, we need to look at some of this loot. So yeah, it's just that thing of attack speed and vampirism are our friends now. That's what we like in our... Okay, but we do have another treasury. This is interesting that we're getting all these treasuries now. Oh, and we've got a level up. If your HP drops below 40%, your regen is doubled. Well, if I'm going fast attacks and I'm going vampirism, then I'm not really going regeneration. Armor is increased by 1 after every loop. Seems reasonable. After receiving the effect and after every loop, the hero receives a bar of phantom protection. I think this is actually pretty good. I like this. I think it's helpful. It seemed decent when I had it before. Yeah, so I'm gonna hang on to it. And the thing is as well, having all of these treasuries means that if I really want to, I mean, I need to. How many cards do I have in hand? 4, 8, 12 cards in hand. So I probably want to place at least a few bits and pieces in amongst them. So I'm gonna maybe do that now. And what did we just gain? We gained. Okay, so this is this ring, for example, is giving me attack speed and it's giving me vampirism, whereas my current ring doesn't do either. So yeah, I think what I need to do is actually I need to maybe just put a few bits in here. Okay, this is a vampirism buff, but less on the attack. We've got plus 40% attack speed. That seems pretty good. Yeah, this seems like a massive buff. So yeah, I'm going to place some of this stuff out here anyway. I think... What's that? Damage to 1 evasion. Okay, so because we can have a max of... Yeah. Oh no, how many cards? As you do some counting here. 4, 8, 12, 13 cards. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's interesting. So with your 13 cards, you can circle 2 of these twice. Well. I'm going to go with placing my rocks and mountains, I think. Now, so mountains are plus 5 HP for each adjacent rock or mountain, whereas rocks are plus 2 HP anyway. So I think actually alternating rocks and mountains is the way to do it. Is it? Is it? I don't know. I'm going to just try it. And in the meantime, I'm going to gain a load of meta stuff. But again, I'm not going to finish any of these until I feel like I need new kit. So now I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. plus 6, 15, and get a whole ton of new equipment. So that's something I could maybe try. I think especially if I am going with a regen build, vampirism build, I will be gaining. It's good to have more max health. So I think if I place my rocks out, I maybe just don't really place many meadows. This is an elite enemy, elite skeleton. So it's a bit more scary. Okay, so what's that? This is just the worst version with the same graphic, the same level, but just worse. That's just how it is, made on a Friday afternoon at the factory. So wow, we could boost our attack speed by another 16%, but no. So let's just see where we are. I wonder if I could place a treasury there. I don't think. Yeah, let's just not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, I quite like having this extra bar of health. That's a bit cheeky. Looks like I don't ever gain it from my vampirism, but that's, I can accept that. Okay, the mountains. Yeah, well, we're at full health. It's working. So just vampirism and attack speed for now. So that's a plus 20% attack speed ring. Wow, this is actually level 8. I hadn't really noticed it was that high a level item. But yeah, so we're not really doing any of the other stuff. Just quickly check this weapon. So that's a buff on vampirism and a slight debuff on damage, tiny debuff on damage, but actually that's just an improvement. Let's just add that in. Just add it in. Okay, another elite skeleton. These are actually quite scary, these elite skeletons. And the other thing is we've lost our attack all, which I guess is, for most of my fights they're not individuals. But I suppose if I'm gearing up to fight the boss, I need to be good at the fighting individuals. Lost a lot of health in this fight. The thing is, in the second half of the fight, we might actually gain health back because of the vampirism. That could be how it works. So where are we now? We're about 520. We'll see where we are at the end of the fight. Okay, we are still losing health overall, I think. Yeah, we still lost health in that fight. Yeah, we want to keep our really good shield. And maybe I want to place some meadows out. Because we are, I am pretty low on health and health potions. So maybe I want to place some meadows just to get a little bit of extra health at the start of each day. Because the other thing is that that confuses me is that day is different to loop. Oh, and I've died. Okay then. A little bit too experimental maybe. It kind of was looking good and then all of a sudden it wasn't looking good. Much to ponder. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. I've been Peasant. And yeah, catch you next time.